Sunday we venerate St. Herman, and Saturday and every day we have a service here. St. Herman is our beloved patron saint. And Mother Victoria is going to tell you about some things at the end of the service. But I want to give a general background in this homily. Orthodoxy, in Orthodoxy, there are just many things in the physical world that are important, the physical side of being spiritual. And that's because God created this temporal world. He created the temporal world to be a jumping off point for eternity. And He created us in this temporal world to have freedom in relationship to the eternal world, so that we could choose that eternal world and thus experience real freedom. That is, choose it in love and experience real love and real communion with God. So there are just many, many things that are about the physical world. One is St. Herman of Alaska. He's of Alaska, some part of the physical world. Why is he St. Herman of Alaska? Because he had communion with God in Alaska. And his communion with God in Alaska brought the possibility of communion to thousands. And in that process, you see, when that happens, there comes about holy ground. When we pray in this place, we're reluctant to move because this little chapel, this little church, this little temple is holy ground. Because it's a place where we have had communion with God. Holy ground is where we have communion with God. Stephen was the first martyr, Archdeacon Stephen. And he stood up firmly for the truth. And he gave a sermon before he was martyred. And in his sermon, he went over the Old Testament tradition. And he spoke about holy ground. And he told how Moses fled into the wilderness because he had witnessed something and had gotten in trouble. And he became a dweller in the land of Midian. The land of Midian. You wouldn't think of the land of Midian being holy ground, but it became holy ground, where he had 2 sons. And when 40 years had passed, an angel of the Lord appeared to him in a flame of fire in a bush in the wilderness of Mount Sinai. Well, Mount Sinai became holy ground. That was the place where the 10 Commandments were given. That's the place where pilgrims on a regular basis crawl, walk, hike, a quarter mile up Mount Sinai to where Moses received the 10 Commandments. Most of you know, that the bush is still there and is venerated by pilgrims regularly. that St. Catherine's Monastery is there. And that has become holy ground. Because that angel came, and when Moses saw it, he marveled at the sight, and he drew near to observe. The voice of the Lord came to him, saying, I am the God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. And Moses trembled and dared not look. Imagine what that would be like. Then the Lord said to him, take your sandals off your feet, for the place you stand is holy ground. I have surely seen the oppression of my people who are in Egypt. I have heard their groanings and have come down to deliver them. And now come, I will send you to Egypt. This Moses whom they rejected, saying, who made you a ruler and a judge, is the one. This is Stephen saying, this Moses is the one that God sent to be a ruler and a deliverer by the hand of the angel, and appeared to him in the bush. And he brought them out after they had shown wonders and signs in the land of Egypt and in the Red Sea and in the wilderness 40 years. This is that Moses who said to the children of Israel, the Lord your God will raise up for you a prophet like to your brethren. Him shall ye hear. Which Christ is that prophet. He is our priest, and he is our king. And he rules from the right hand of the Father. And we are in his kingdom. Now, Mother's going to talk about the holy ground and her experience there in the holy ground of St. Herman. But you should have in your home a place that is holy ground. A place that is a place of communion with God. Icons. Icon corner. A place you can light a candle and be in holy ground. In the presence of God. A place to be silent. Be still and know that I am God. A place to say the prayers of our holy tradition and live in the power in the Spirit that comes from Christ at the right hand of the Father. Glory to Jesus Christ. Lord forever.